Hello everyone! Alright, so today for cooking class, what we're going to be doing, this is my first time doing it, so don't judge me too harshly. But we're going to be making some, and Melanie has helped a lot with this, so thank her as well. But we're going to be making some beef jerky, but I'm going to show you how to do it from the start. And like I said, I've only kind of read up on this, so it should be interesting. But we have everything set up. Again, thank you to Melanie for all her work setting things up. But here we go. So what we have is I have here some black pepper. We're going to add that into a bowl. And I'll set the pepper over here. Then we have crushed red pepper. We're going to add that into the same bowl. Set it over here. And then lastly, we have onion granules. So it's basically onions that have been smashed up and dried. And then we're going to add that into the bowl. Now that our ingredients are added, which is good, let me put this over here. We also have some garlic. Brown sugar. It gives it a little bit of sweetness, which is very good. It's going to impart that sweetness into the spicy kind, so it's sweet and spicy, which is nice. So we're going to add this in as well. There we go. Alright. So again, mise en place. We always have everything in place, which is a good thing. Oh, one thing I forgot is the garbage can, because we're going to have to throw some stuff away. Next we have garlic, which I'll show you how to chop up garlic. So I'm going to use this smaller knife here. You know, it really depends on what you feel comfortable with. But this one, what you do when you have the garlic, dropped it. If you look at it, you see the ends here. Sorry, it's hard to see. But you want to cut those off first. The skin's already falling off, and you want the skin to be off of the garlic. So what you do, take that off. Take off the other side. So this way you have both sides off. Set it aside and do that for each one. So there we have the second one. Apparently Melanie really likes garlic because we have 4. Or maybe that's just what the recipe asked for. So we have the third one. And always be careful of your fingers. Be very careful. I don't want anybody hurting themselves trying to match this recipe. There's the 4th one. Now we're going to take the remains. We're going to throw that out. It's really easy to use the knife to just scoop it up. Just kind of get under it, scoop it up, throw it up. Now the fun part. It's called smashing. So you put the knife right over the garlic like this, on a cutting board. That's very important to see. You put your palm of your heel down, and then you go boom. And what happens then, oh, it didn't work the first time. Boom! So you do it again. What happens is then the skin comes off very easily. Sometimes it's difficult to get it off, but see, now I've got clear garlic. And garlic is sticky. It's sticking to my hands right now. So boom, we have one. Let's try to get this one on the first try. Alright, see, skin comes off very easily. We go for the next one. Bam. Huh, skin's already off. That's a good one. And then our last one. Oh, it stuck to the knife, that's one. But again, be very careful. You want to keep the knife edge away from you as you do this. It keeps your hands safe, it keeps everything safe. Because safety is first, especially when you're working with knives. I don't want anybody cutting themselves. I don't want to cut myself. It hurts. I've done it before. Okay, there's a little bit of skin left. Swipe that into the garbage right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mince the garlic. So mincing it is easy. I just usually pair them up together. And then you just go through and cut them apart. Break them down into little pieces. Scoot them together again and break them down some more. So there's still some skin left. Nothing's perfect in this life. And then boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to do it again. Because again, you want small pieces, and I will show you what the result is once I'm done mincing, because you want it to be very small. I just dropped a huge thing of garlic on the floor, which isn't good for my dog, because she'll try to eat it. But I won't forget that. And again, you just want to pile it again into a pile, and then mince it through. It will get softer. You'll have more pieces. Everything will get easier. Alright, we're very close. I'm actually moving my cutting board over so pieces are dropping. I like garlic. So for me, the more the better. Remember, we always have toothbrush if you want to brush your teeth after. But again, this goes into so this is what it looks like. There's a nice pile of garlic on this. Here, I'll show you closer. Nice pile of garlic, nice and minced, nice and small. Then we put that into our marinade mix. We get the rest. We put that in. Get the rest. We put that in. Again, garlic is sticky. So I'm gonna wash my hands after this to make sure that I do the next part correctly, which is cutting this big ball of meat. Alright. Now I've got all my garlic in there. Now, how you make a marinade is first you add these things. And once you've added them, I'm going to wash my hands real fast. Which again is good during these times. Make sure that we're washing our hands. I haven't been out today, but it's still good to wash my hands. But a marinade, what's good is that it really gives it flavor. You want it to soak. So I'm going to put all this in. So we've got beef stock that's in there. We have Worcestershire, which is always difficult to say. And we have soy sauce, which is wonderful. Compared with all the other wonderful ingredients we've already added. And then we pour this in. There is also a secret ingredient, because this is my recipe, and it's Melanie's recipe. So we're going to keep it a secret. Now what we do is we whisk it. We want to get all these wonderful flavors to marry. Just get them all nice and together. This way all the flavors kind of compact and they make a wonderful tasting sauce. Alright. I will whisk that more when we're more close to completion of the whole project. Next is what we need to do is we need to cut the meat. I'm really sorry for the vegetarians out there. I'm a meat eater. I'm sure there's like a tofu recipe or something that you could do that's different than this. So, but, you know, like I said, I'm a meat eater. And it is beef jerky that I'm making today. Sorry, I'm stepping on the garlic, which I don't like. It feels squishy on my foot. Okay, first thing is when you're making jerky, so you want to pick the right knife. I mean, we've made our marinade, but the first thing is see, there's this fat content on there. You want that off. What happens is if you keep this on, I mean, though it'll make it juicier because the fat renders in, it'll also make it more rancid later, so it spoils faster. So we want to cut that off. Just nice and slow. Again, keeping our hand away from the blade. We don't want to hurt ourselves. And so, as we go, like I'm still trying to keep as much meat on there as possible. The thing is, I'm kind of butchering this, which I don't want to do. But again, there's a lot of fat on here. And this is beef eye round, so it's a round steak basically. But it's not a steak that you order at a restaurant. It's not like filet or New York steak or anything like that. Now we're going to keep going. Almost done with this side. I want to get as much off as possible. And again, keep the blade away from you. You cut this way, you can cut yourself. You cut this way, you only cut the board. So there we go with that part. And this is, yeah, it's a lot of fat. But a fillet knife is the best knife for this. It's to fillet. It's to fillet off the fat. But the sinew, it holds it together quite well. So sometimes it can be difficult. So then we have this, and it's time to throw away this fat. Now I'm going to have to use a different knife in a moment. So the important thing to do is what? Wash our hands. Alright, and there's still more fat on there. Actually, not too much. Now it's become a lot easier. And again, I'm not a butcher, so don't blame me for my bad technique. And this is the last little bit that I'm going to want to get off. There we go. Now we have ourselves a nice, one more bit. So we have ourselves now a nice, clean, round steak. And we're ready to go. We're going to kind of, in a way, it's called butterflying. But what I want from this is even pieces. I want them to be even as possible. So I'm going to cut it in thirds. So 1, 2, then I'll have a third. But be very careful. So we cut through. There's one piece. So we've got one piece. Two piece and three piece. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different knife. Because what I want to do is I want to cut this thinly all the way down. I'm going to use this one. And what you do now, I'm going to cut straight through. Get nice pieces like that. Nice and thin. Because for jerky you want thin pieces. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cutting with the grain. I'm supposed to cut against the grain. So again, sorry. Yeah, cut against the grain. So a few of my pieces are going to be a bit different. Like I said, nothing's perfect in there. But the grain, as you'll see, there's still a lot of fat inside. But the grain, as you'll see right here, this is the grain. You can see the lines as they go through. So you want to cut against that, not with it. So these ones were a little bit of a mistake. And then what we'll do is we'll cut nice even ones here. Watch your fingers. Always be safe. That's what I want for everyone. You know, it's the minute that we start to get careless is when we can actually hurt ourselves. And we don't want that. There we go. We've got 2 out of the 3 down. Now we're going to do the last one. Again, cutting against the grain, because that's what we do. last one. There we go. Now we have some nice pieces. They're not exactly uniform. We would like that a little bit more. I'm going to wash my hands real fast. Okay, now the fun and careful part. I need to whisk up our marinade with the secret ingredient. Get it all whisked together to marry the flavors, so they all come together. Okay, so now what we have is we have a freezer lock bag. What we're going to do is we're going to take all this meat and we're going to put it right in the bag. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And our last one. And we got all our meat in the bag. Like I said, this is the important part, so I need to wash my hands again. Okay, now, hope for me that I don't spill. So I'm going to take this marinade and whisk it again one last time. I'm going to pour it into the bag. And you know what? I should actually use something different. So, give me a moment. I need to wash something out real fast. Because we want to make sure we do things right. Make sure that everything's going to taste wonderful. And we have a good product. We have something we can be proud of. It's always what we want. Alright, so I'm going to dry this out. Then what I'm going to do is over the sink, I'm going to pour this marinade into here. Right, there we go. Which kind of helps mix it up, really. But this has a spout, so it's going to be easier to pour. And then I don't spill as much. So, here we go. We pour all this in. Nicely done. I want all of that. So if you have a little spatula and you want all your spices, just take it out and set that in there. Because I want all this goodness. Yum, yum, yum. Alright. So now we got to make sure that all this meat gets whisked around. And see, that's our marinade. And I have over here, right here, a dehydrator. So that will dehydrate the meat. But what needs to happen first is that I need to get this in the fridge, and it needs to sit for 24 hours. So it's a full day before it can start dehydrating. But now what you want to do is you want to get this, and you want to get all the air out of it. So the best thing to do, roll it over, kind of press on it. Make sure that everything locks into place. You don't want spillage. And there we go. The air is out, pretty much. And we got ourselves a good marinade. And I'm going to swish it around. Swish it. As long as the bag's locked, you should be good. I don't think I locked it well enough. Yeah, check to see for spillage. We got a little bit going on. Okay, there we go. And then once it's locked nice and tightly, then what we're going to do, see, we swish it around, and in about 12 hours, I'll swish it around again and get it all to marry together again. And then we should be good. And then I will show you how to put it in the dehydrator, how the dehydrator works. But for right now, we're good to go. Alright. Peace, and I miss y'all. Alright, ciao for now.